Okay, so I'm getting ready to do the frogs. They are aquatic frogs. They're African clawed frogs, not African dwarf frogs. So they get pretty big. The African dwarf frogs are actually really tiny and they don't get very big. I've had both types. I found the African dwarf frogs to be much harder to take care of, but I've had my own personal African clawed frogs for many years now, maybe 4 years now. These frogs were from my classroom from this year, and I'm taking them home for this summer. There is this tank right here is the tank that they were in the class, and then these little bins are what I put them in so that I could transport them in a car. It is a whole process. I've done it a couple times now though, so I knew what would work. I'm just gonna set up this tank fully because the frogs do pretty well with water changes. They don't have a lot of issues like lots of fish do. So I'm just gonna set up their tank, and I'm gonna set up some temporary tanks for the fish as they get acclimated and I redo their full tanks, because they need like 24, 48 hours to get their tanks, bacteria ready. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow, the fish full tanks. I'm doing their temp tanks today, which will be pretty simple. Here the baby is. I don't know if you can see him. He is not happy. He said, why am I in here? Why you do this to me? This one you can see a lot easier. He is all over the place. This is our jumpy frog. He likes to be all over the place. He doesn't try to escape though, which is good. My own personal frog, I have a big one that likes to hop as far as he can anytime there is an opportunity. This frog, and he's an aquatic frog, so he can't even hop. Anyway, this frog, he's probably on the verge of it. This is a baby one, so he's on that tip as well though. Here he is. All right, so here I am cleaning the tank and then filling it all the way up with water. So I had to move an old tank that I had away, and I wanted them to have a bigger tank. So that's why that tank was used, and I put in the new one. All right, so here I am filling up the tank with water. I usually use the hose from my kitchen sink. It works really well. You're gonna see me fill it up, not all the way, and I'll explain that a little later. I'm gonna put in the dechlorinator drops, the plants, and let them go. Okay, the frogs are in the tank. You don't want to fill it all the way up. They're babies, and also you never really want to fill it all the way up because they breathe air. So it's about 3/4 full, and they are getting used to it. Looking good. I'm gonna add all of the extra stuff later. I just wanted to get them out of those little tiny tubs into their bigger space for the night. All right, those are the frogs.